Here we have the outside of the Auto-sleeper Broadway FB. If we firstly come to the driver's side, you will see the rear view monitor just here. This will always come on as soon as you put the vehicle into reverse. What we can also do with this is have it on all the time if we want to, just by using the remote just here. Literally just press the power button and you can then turn on the monitor and have it on all the time. To view how much gas is in the tank, we just come to the gauge just here. This can only be viewed when the engine is running, and you will get a series of green lights indicating how much gas is in the tank. These will slowly go out as you use the gas until it eventually ends up with a single red light on, letting you know you need to be thinking about filling the tank back up. Next we have water into the van. This can be done using a submersible pump like on a caravan, and as long as the 12 volt is turned on inside, as soon as this is plugged in, this will then go live. And we can also use a collapsible direct to tap hose. If we're using this and we're on a fully serviced pitch, we can literally just leave the tap turned on and it will give us a continuous supply of water. Again, even though this does not require any electric to run in a sense, you still need to make sure the 12 volt is on to turn the solenoid on behind this part here to allow the water into the van. We can also just fill the fresh water tank up in the more traditional method, and that is just by removing the cap just here and popping a standard hose in. To drain down the fresh water tank, it's done just here, and the grey water drain can be found just at the rear. To fill up the LPG tank, we just need to remove the cover, and then our UK fillers just slide directly over the top of this. We then twist the lever around and then pull that lever towards us to lock it onto the side of the van, and then it's just a matter of holding a button down and popping in as much gas as you want, or just letting it click off exactly the same as a petrol pump. The internal bezel part is to take the continental adapters. Beside this, we then have the external TV and satellite points, and we have mains hook up just here. The actual gas tank itself is underslung underneath the van, so if I now just lay down for a moment, we can see the tank just here. To turn the tank completely off, you do need to come to this part here. I don't know if I can get it on camera. Yes, there we go. You can see that little black knob there. You need to unscrew it to remove the faceplate, and then there's a brass knob behind it which looks exactly the same as what you would find on a propane bottle, and you can turn the gas off. Most people, if they do need to isolate the gas, will just come to the regulator just here and turn the yellow lever. As we move to the back of the van, we have the location for the toilet. So at the top here we have the header tank fill for your flush water, so add your pink solution if you wish, and then top the rest up with water. Never travel with it completely full because it will slosh about and make a mess. And then beneath it we have the cassette. As you can see, this van has been fitted with a SOG system, so when I open the door, you will see the hose that then runs to the cassette itself. So when we open the blade up on the toilet itself, it will then start the fan in the door, which will then suck all of the nasty smells straight out of the van. With a SOG system, you do not need to use toilet chemical, and you can also use ordinary toilet paper if you wish, because the SOG system breaks the matter down a heck of a lot quicker than toilet chemical does. When it comes to removing the cassette completely, we do need to remove the SOG hose itself, like so, and then you'll see just here the bung, which then just goes on to the end. As with all cassettes, empties from here, remember to hold the button in to release the vacuum inside, and always try and keep the actual seal lubricated as well. If you find that the toilet isn't flushing, just come into here and just check the fuse. It may not be that it has actually blown, but it may have corroded, because obviously it is in quite a damp environment, so just pull it out and just check that there is no white corrosion on it. And to drain the header tank down, we have the drain bung just here. If we now again go underneath the van, you will see the spare wheel hangs just through here. This part here where my finger is the wind point to lower it. In the jack and wheel brace kit that sits underneath the passenger seat, there is a bar in it that locates into this part. Attach the brace and then wind the wheel down. We can also, at this part here, which is just an airline, check the tyre pressure and top it up if required. As we now come round to the back, we have the Fiamma bike rack just here. To use this, just loosen off both of these and then move the bar up into the position it now is in. We can then pull the bike rack down. These slide about depending on the size of the bike, secure them through the wheels, and then attach the arms to the frames. This motorhome is also fitted with rear corner steadies. You can either use a standard corner steady brace, or if you're lazy like myself, you can use a drill. Drill does not need to be anything special. Just literally attach it on and then wind down. As we then come round to the other side, we have access underneath the bed. We have a little storage compartment just here. We then have the external barbecue point. If you are going to use this, you need to get yourself an adapter, which is about this long, a little brass spear. You attach the hose of the barbecue to one end with a Jubilee clip, and the other end will lock in where my finger is here. Once it's locked in, it will then allow you to turn the gas on. And to remove it, just push on the collar, push it towards the motorhome, and it will then release. We then have an external mains, and beneath it 12-volt socket. flue for the Truma boiler. We do not need to do anything with these ones. There's no covers that need to come off. Just make sure that nothing is obstructing it. Vents for the fridge. Again, we don't need to do anything with these. Just make sure that nothing's obstructing them. We then have the external wet locker just here. Diesel fill just here. Cap unlocks on the ignition key. Tyre pressures on the door pillar. Jack and wheel brace underneath the passenger seat in its own box. The vehicle battery sits underneath the floor of the cab, and then bonnet release just here. The motorhome is alarmed on the key fob just here, so when we lock the van it will also set the alarm, and when we unlock it, it will disarm the alarm. If you want to sleep in the van without the alarm on, all you need to do is press the lock button just here, and it will then lock the van without the alarm being active. What we can also do with this particular alarm system is put it into pet friendly mode. So if you do want to sleep in it with the alarm on, or you want to leave a pet inside, all we need to do is press the lock button twice. So we just press it once, and then we press it for a second time. We get that little high-pitched chirp, just letting you know that you put it into pet friendly mode. As soon as we unlock it again, it will then put the alarm back to factory.